to jeszcze skrzyżę troszkę. Rozumiesz? High availability network without the single point of failure. How to build a high availability network? All the components in high availability network have to be duplicated to creating not single point of failure. That means the network infrastructure should have a provide high availability network like the switches, routers, cabling, to have always two paths to the instance. Then server structure has to provide a high availability. Means if you have a servers, you have like application server and database server, and you should have at least two application server. In case of one application server is out, then you have second application server. If two database servers, if you have one database server and you're doing the maintenance on one database server, then the database is not available, then your application is not available. Then you have to have two database servers or database cluster which provide a high availability infrastructure from the definition. And the most important, the application has to support the high availability model. Okay, if depending on your design, depending on the network design, on the application design, how you define this, if application just talk to two databases replicate, or application talk to the single database and the database replicate to second standby database server. Depending on this, you design your application to work on the two application servers and allow the network to provide a high availability model. We're going to use Oracle Always Free Tier to exercise the high availability model. Oracle Always Free Tier provided the two AMD VMs, 4 OCPU ARM servers with 24 GB RAM, 200 GB storage which you can use to build the servers. Okay, what we can do with those resources? We can creating the load balancer, two application servers, and connect this with Oracle Autonomous Transactional Database. This way you can use the all 4 OCPU to two application servers. That means two OCPU and two OCPU servers, and then talking to single Oracle Autonomous. Oracle Autonomous Database is from definition the highly available database working on the copy of the three different clusters behind. The Oracle system is provide this. Next model is the load balancer, two application server, two database servers on the VMs, and the database will replicate. That each application server is connecting to the single database, and database is replicating behind. At the database level, replication of the database provide the high availability and consistency data between two application servers. In this exercise, in this presentation, we will focus on the application high availability model, that you understand what is high availability, you understand how to work with this, and you understand how to set up the base high availability infrastructure. That in this infrastructure we're gonna use the load balancer, two application server, shared drive, and one MySQL server which will provide the data for our application. Okay, with 200 GB data storage which Oracle provide in always free tier, we're going to use 50 gigs for application servers, 50 gigs for database servers, and 50 gigs for the data for the shared drive. Okay, now with this system we'll build the web server, we'll put some web application, connect to database, and exercise the availability of each application server. That you will see that when we're going to shut down one application server, the data will the request will be handled by second day application server, and your website will be still available. Okay, what's next? Next, we're gonna talk about the network infrastructure in Oracle Cloud. What is region? What is availability domain? What is the fault domain? Once we understand those very important elements which are part of the high availability infrastructure, designing of high availability infrastructure, then we're going to creating the OCI account, set up compartment, virtual cloud network, virtual servers, load balancer. We're going to just use HTTP, and we're going to test the high availability model. Okay, my name is Mariusz Antonik. For last 15 years I'm working with high availability infrastructure by designing, creating and supporting high availability system for webs and mobile application. I want to share my knowledge, and I want to show you how what I learned for last 15 years, that you can use this information and build the infrastructure for your own website and application.